Welcome, everyone, to an NABC chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Dan Hurley, the head coach of UConn. And Dan, you guys are off to a great start. I was with you in Portland. The key word that I've been using with a lot of coaches over the course of the last 6 months is roster management in the portal, the NIL world, and making the right choices for guys to bring in to fill spots. So how would you assess your roster management with putting together this one that so far has been very successful?
Yeah, I think going through last season and, obviously not playing well in the NCAA tournament, but overall, I think having a pretty good year, finishing the year ranked in the top 25, but obviously having a feeling at the end of the season, as soon as we lose the New Mexico State game, that there are some additions that we need to make in terms of, offensive firepower, particularly at the, on the perimeter. I think we knew what we had in the infusion of front court players with Alex Caravan and Donovan Clingan and Samson Johnson, who unfortunately has been hurt. But I think we were really clear as to the types of players that we wanted to bring in into very specific roles. We were very honest with the transfers about, what they could expect in terms of opportunity and role. And we were, we held out until we got the exact type of people that we wanted to fit the role. And obviously we didn't want to impact our culture because, culture means everything to me.
Yeah. And I think also it feels like because you've worked your way up, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you have a good sense of the players who are moving up, what to expect from them, and this opportunity to play at a high level, the Big East, and play basically the best teams in the country. Because the players that you did sort of move up. What were those conversations like to make sure that they knew what they were getting into?
Yeah, I do have a lot of, empathy, compassion for, for low or mid-major players or what have you, playing at a higher level. I've coached at every level. High school, low, mid-major. I just feel like, the excitement that the group had, Tristan Newton and Naheem Aline and Joey and Hassan Martin, enthusiasm that they had about coming to play at a place like UConn. UConn's one of the biggest places that you could play college basketball at in terms of fan base, in terms of brand, in terms of the amount of people that care. So, I think I alerted them to the pressure of playing or coaching here, but their preparation has been so great and their work ethic is so great that's mitigated the pressure.
Now with Donovan, from Bristol, Connecticut, obviously I know it well, and he ends up being the MVP in Portland at the Phil Knight, Invitational. Phenomenal. What does that say to the development of a player like that, his commitment, and the coaching staff's commitment to a player who, has to start out playing behind and still is technically, behind Adama Sanogo, an All-American type player, but the way the two married together in terms of commitment from the staff to him and him to the work ethic?
Donovan, from when, we laid eyes on him, was our biggest priority in recruiting, right? It was Tom Moore, probably lost a couple of years on the back end of his life during Donovan's recruitment. We had to get the kid. We knew he was special. He was a very loyal kid. He stayed at his local Bristol Central and played on the his AAU program that he kind of grew up with. So he was never on the major sneaker EYBL circuit or what have you. So I'm not sure that people really knew how good he was. Obviously, he's lost around 40 to 50 pounds since the summer. So he's a much different type of player. And every single day playing against the Big East preseason player of the year and a potential All-American is going to get you ready for the season. It's either going to break you or it's going to get you ready for the season. And those two guys, they go at it on a daily basis here. And I think Adama's been a great mentor, and Donovan has pushed him to new heights too. So it's a great situation for Donovan to be in.
Last two things, Dan. You know what I loved and I witnessed in Portland, and this has been obviously been going on for a while, but the way the men's and women's programs support each other, was really on display in Portland. How has that helped you? I mean, you've got a Hall of Famer obviously down the hall, and Gino. That the players really do get along, and there is such great support for high-level basketball at UConn.
Yeah, it's I'm lucky as barely a coach still in my 40s to have access to Coach Calhoun and Gino. Obviously, just incredible opportunities for me to learn and grow as a coach. But yeah, we share the weight room, we share the training room, we bump into each other a lot during the course of the day. I mean, they're an incredible group of women that play. For the women's team, it's incredible what they do on a yearly basis, where like a bad year is losing in the national championship game. It's unbelievable. I think the first time I saw them, I couldn't believe how tall they were. They were literally taller than my first team here, I think. So, but yeah, it's unique. It's special. Playing basketball here is special, and the relationship is unique.
And last thing, Dan, great success in Portland. You guys were undefeated. Got Oklahoma State next, and then Florida's coming up, and of course the Big East. How do you ensure that this group stays in the moment?
Yeah, I mean, we're not. We don't want the flowers right now whatsoever. No one really thought we were going to be very good in the preseason. We were not. We weren't talked about a whole lot. So we're going to carry that mentality, that underdog mentality, that chip on our shoulder. Obviously, we have a chance to take the confidence from how well we've played, but we just don't want to take the complacency. So we'll take the confidence and know that if we stray even a little bit from our formula of elite defense, dominate the backboards and move the basketball, if we stray from that even a little bit, we become very vulnerable, just like any other team in the country. So we're going to stick to the script and be ready to go and gamble on Thursday.
Appreciate it, Dan. Thanks.
Appreciate it, Andy.